Hey everybody, it's Shatterstar and Crystal here for another review of The Flash. This time it's flashback. We're going back to season 1. And just like how Barry is really shit at pretending to be himself on another Earth, he's really shit at being himself in the past.
Well, it was only Wells that figured it out.
It's true. Well, okay, you know what? That's a fair point. And to be fair, as Harry said, Thorne, of course, would know everything. He knows Barry inside and out. Why wouldn't he figure it out? And of course he does, but to be fair, if he didn't, it would have just screwed up the timeline more. At least once he was able to come clean, they could kind of just get everything out in the open and correct all the mistakes.
Yeah, because once they knew, he said, alright, I'll go back to the present and the Time Wraith will follow me, so you have a year to figure out how to beat it.
Plus, now it avoids any weird suspicious mistakes he did make, because now they all know what happened, so they can try and clean it up. The only thing is, we know the timeline did change, so it just begs the question on things. Like, think about it. Barry from season 1, in this new timeline, he now knows about time travel, so he's going to react differently when he does experience the time travel episode where he stops a tidal wave.
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
No, because obviously, remember, he reacted when he said he can time travel, so he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't know, but now he does know, so obviously when he gets to that episode, things are going to be different.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, but
It always confused me, like the first time I saw it, seeing how Hartley is now our friend, I guess.
I don't think it's implied that he's always been here, it's just he's occasionally good. I don't know what exactly made him decide to be good in this new timeline. Like, if I remember correctly, the reason he was pissed off was because he was pissed off at Wells. Why is he suddenly not pissed off at Wells just because of whatever happened? What changed there? I'll never know.
I don't know. Maybe he now has a soft spot for Caitlin and Cisco because of that moment they had huddled in the cell.
I don't know. I guess that's about
I'm just guessing stuff here.
There's no logical answer for that, but oh well, what are you going to do? It does raise. We do learn about time wraiths, they're things that come and stop speeches.
Back to Hartley for a moment. I did love that nice ending he got where he was going to dinner with his parents, because if you remember, we see his parents before him, and someone asks about their son, and they say, I have no son. And when we first hear about him, it's mentioned that his parents disowned him because of his sexuality. So that is really nice that he is reconnecting with his parents.
Yeah, it's nice, but don't get comfortable. We won't be seeing Hartley for a while, and yeah, the happy endings with him won't be lasting long, which is a shame. They pretty much, give him a happy ending and they're going to undo it. But back to the point, as I said, we do learn about time wraiths, which just opens up a whole new can of worms of why didn't the time wraiths ever come and stop Thorne? He drastically changed the timeline. Why didn't they stop him in season 1 when Barry altered the timeline and stopped Mark Martin really early? Why haven't they shown up any point until now?
Okay, maybe the difference is because that one was turning back time, not going back.
Again, why is it there's two versions of time travel? When we see the versions of both with Savage and the tidal wave, he becomes his old self, whereas here, or like when he went to see his mother, it's the traditional sense where there's two of him. Why is it? There's no logic for why it's one way and why it's another way.
Yeah, he somehow must have learned the difference so he can choose which one he does. Well, he can't really do the first version when he went to see his mother because his younger self is 11.
Yeah, I know that, but it doesn't. There's no explanation. The only explanation is maybe short trips you become your old self and big trips you don't, but it would be nice if the show would at least explain why that is.
Yeah, true.
Because
both
shorter. Times it was only short. Mark Martin was a day and Savage was a day as well, whereas both other times it was at least quite a distance.
Yeah.
honestly, there was pretty much no other plot to that episode other than, okay, here's time travel shenanigans, other than a quick little tidbit with Iris and Eddie, but other than that, yeah, there wasn't too much to the episode outside of all the
There were so many dumb moments. Like, did he just leave himself in that alleyway? What if people walk down that alley and look and see, oh shit, the Flash is lying dead?
Maybe that's what happened, and that's why the tranquilizer wore off early.
Maybe someone tried to wake him up.
But then they'd question, hey, your suit's different today. Oh, I guess it's not anymore. I don't. Oh, well. There's so many time travel questions you can ask, like, okay, so the weird thing is, Thorne is both, I don't know if Thorne's dumb or smart, because Barry concocts some lie that says he succeeds at the end of season 1, but he doesn't save his mother, but he's now going to stop a wormhole, and that's why he's come back to get the speed. That makes sense, but if Thorne did buy that excuse, then why would he say, why do I need you? He does need him, because otherwise if Barry doesn't stop the supposed wormhole, then his future, which he is supposedly in, wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So he does need him. So either he didn't buy that story, or he did.
But I like that he kind of got the idea from Snart when Snart said, yeah, if you take me to jail, then I won't stop something from broadcasting your identity. That's kind of similar to what he said here is, well, if you kill me now, then the younger Barry will find out everything early.
I guess.
Which will just screw with the timeline a lot more, but...
That's the thing. I think that was Thorne's real fear. It's not so much his fear about being found out, because he probably has plans for that just in case, just like the time Cisco did find out before the tidal wave. His real fear is the timeline itself. He knows if that happens and it screws up the timeline, rather than if that happens, because he could easily find some plan if he did get found out. It's more his doesn't want the timeline to get screwed up.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I mean, after all, that's always been what he's about. He's always checking the timeline back in season 1, but...
oh, yeah.
like I said, yeah, there wasn't too much outside of all the time travel messiness. There's not much to this episode. It was one little plot, which, on one hand, I kind of like it. It's nice to only have one thing to talk about. The tricky part is, what do we think of the episode?
I think Cisco's shirt had a DJ kitty on it.
Brilliant. Is that going to up your rating?
I don't know. It wasn't such a great episode. It's not as good as I remembered it. I remember liking it.
It feels like it also went by very quickly.
Yeah.
This episode is a mess, and later on it's going to open up a whole new mess of worms, but again, that's for later times. I'm thinking just 7.5.
Yeah, I'll go 7.
Okay, well that was predictable.
Mm.
But, yeah, what is next episode called?
Versus Zoom.
Well, I know what that means.
Mm.
There's a lot that's going to be happening, although it'll be a little bit before we get to see that episode. But we will get to see it. But, regardless, we will see you next time for more Flash and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.